Welcome everyone to Go With The Flow. I am your host, Flo Essence, and my co-host, Dazzle Beats. How you feel today, Dazzle?
Man, I feel great, man. I did something very thoughtful today.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I know God is going to bless me sometime today or tomorrow.
Okay.
Basically, I found out that strawberries are great for memory of the brain. So remember I told you my homeboy that smokes a lot. You know, people who smoke weed, they short-term memories suck.
Right.
So basically, you know, on my way here, I stopped at Wegmans, got him the 2 of the 2 pound organic strawberries. Dropped it off to him, and I told him, like, you know, I'm concerned about your health because, you know, I don't want him cooking and he go outside talking to his homeboy smoking weed and then he forget and his house burned down.
Right.
So now as he smoke his weed, he can eat his strawberries and his memory is going to be
good to go.
Yeah, so I did a good deed today, man. I'm happy. Man.
Wow, y'all. Congratulate Daz on that good deed.
Yep, organic strawberries.
Organic strawberries, y'all. Yeah, if you need any type of memory restoration, organic strawberries.
Weed smokers, strawberries.
Or if you have, you know, memory loss, strawberries. You know, it don't have to only be for them. Right?
I mean, they got the worst short-term memory ever.
All right,
weed smokers, strawberries.
Y'all heard it here first from Dazu.
Yes.
Hey, did y'all wish Dazu a happy birthday? His birthday was this past Friday. He got his birthday shirt on, looking real fresh on the show right now.
No, this wasn't my birthday shirt, though, but thank you.
Oh.
I look, you know.
Oh, it wasn't?
I'm not blinged out like you. You got like 3 different types of gold on. Wow.
Nah.
Gold watch?
Nah.
Gold in the glasses? Somebody getting money, man. You
I ain't getting money.
Well, you always been getting money. I'm sorry.
No.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
No.
Gold everything. Trinidad James.
No. Well, you know I love gold. That's like my favorite accessory color to
I can tell you all gold out, man. You know what I mean?
I love it. I tried something new. Like I tried this whole like choker thing with the, you know, droopy thing, and I like it a lot. You know, always representing businesses. Got XOA 3 chain, gold chain on. So I don't know if y'all can see it. There it is. You know, make sure y'all
zoom in action over there.
XOALifestyle.com if you need to get your chain. Oh, and the glasses. The personality glasses are from XOA Lifestyle as well.
Wow.
So if you would like a pair of these goodness, definitely hit up XOALifestyle.com to purchase a pair.
That's what I'm talking about. Flyness.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Yeah. So just a couple announcements, really just one. Go With The Flow, we are doing a back to school drive. So we have partnered with Montgomery County Public Schools. Just kidding. We partnered with Montgomery County Recreation Department, and pretty much what we're doing is they're having a movie night at White Oak Community Center, and we're partnering with them to give backpacks away filled with school supplies to kids grades K through 8. So this event will be happening Friday, August 25th. So from now until then, we're asking everyone, if you have any kind of textbooks that you're not using at all, you know, maybe you went to school, your parents went to school, and it's still sitting in your house being unused, please give them to us. Hit one of the team members, shoot us an email, shoot us a DM. We're taking those textbooks and we're taking them to Book Holders, which is a very well-known business, and we're trading them in for cash. The cash that we get from these textbooks, we're using them to buy these school supplies. So that's backpacks, pencils, pens, papers, crayons, all the above. We'll also have a drop-off box at Rip Radio Network, so if you do decide that you want to stop by, let us know. All the support with this event will be awesome. We want to make this unforgettable for the kids. And yeah, so we're really excited about that.
Are you taking like books that you never returned to the library? You know, the ones that you pretty much stole? I just need to know.
I don't think Book Holders checks to see where the book came from.
Okay.
You know, and I never even tried to do that.
Okay.
So.
Oh, you never returned a book to the library?
No, I never like tried to take a book from the library to Book Holders.
No, I mean, like, you know, some people back in the day, they never returned a library book.
I know.
So you never did that?
No.
Or you just took it back?
Yeah, I took it back.
Goody two shoes. I like
so
it.
What? I want to use a computer still. If you didn't bring back that book, they put that fine on your account, and you can't get on the computer or check out another book. So I wanted to make sure that my access was never denied.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. All right. Now, in other news, so we got a couple hot topics for today. First thing first is, and I want to see this, Detroit, the movie Detroit. I know you heard about it.
Yeah,
I really want to see it. So a lot of people, a lot of critics are saying that Detroit is a horror movie. And they say that because they really gets into this like gruesome scenes to where they're really showing the brutality that these police officers did to these kids. So it was 7 black men and 2 black women, and apparently these police, I believe they were going there because they thought there was some kind of sniper shooting, allegedly. There actually ended up not being any, and these police for hours and hours brutalized these kids. And pretty much this movie shows it, like half of the time, half the movie, like an hour or so, they spend showing the like gruesomeness of this. So it's one of those movies where they say like you just need to watch it once and that's it. Like 12 Years a Slave, you watch that thing once, you're good to go. So I think it's pretty cool that they did this and they really heightened in on those areas.
It's a true story.
Yes, true story, definitely. So I really want to see it. I'm excited to see it and so forth. So next is Obama got a day.
Oh yeah?
He got a day.
When is it?
Yo, on his birthday. So his birthday.
Yeah, I know that's my day though. Me and Obama share the same birthday.
Oh wow! I didn't even realize August 4th. Oh,
that's why I'm so special, dog. I've been saying that. I'm so presidential, like for real.
Now I will say this: you're not allowed to take off work for that day. So they're not making it like a no go to work kind of day. Yeah, they ain't doing it like that.
I don't go to work anyway on my day. So me and his day, we just,
yeah, good to go. They're gonna start celebrating it August 4th, 2018. In Chicago.
That's
so
my day.
Definitely, yes, you have a day specialized for you.
Wow.
They're gonna celebrate him, so I'm really excited that they passed that, and they're definitely making this something like really historical and really special. So yeah, Dazu and Obama.
A federal holiday?
They of course, the Republicans didn't agree for that. So when they were passing the bill, although everyone said yeah, Republicans was like nah, because they try to say that the economic impact that it will cause would be too detrimental for the economy. So that's why they can't do it.
Oh my God.
You know.
Get out of here, man.
So, long story short, shout out to Obama for that. Last but not least in the hot topics, Kevin Hart. Yo, I love this guy. He just launched Laugh Out Loud, which is a platform pretty much for other comedians, king of comedies, whoever you are. If you're trying to get to the business, you can use this platform to pretty much expose yourself, and he's bringing a new series to it. Kevin Hart's like the only one who really decided to do this. Like I think what's her name, Just Hilarious, she's on there, she got her thing on there. So I'm just really proud of him for really just opening that gate and just opening that platform for other comedians in the game.
Wow, that's what's up. I like when people who are successful go back and
exactly,
because
you don't see that. Exactly.
People just think about themselves and they just keep moving forward.
Exactly. So I love that.
Up,
Dad's Dilemma, what you got cooking up for me today?
All right, man. Dad's Dilemma. I have I want to talk about people who have issues with someone, but they tell everybody around them except for the person they have an issue with. I'm talking about relationships. I'm talking about friendships, business partners, and all that stuff. So, you see this all the time when you got someone that's in a relationship. They put all their relationship problems on social media instead of going straight to that person they're in a relationship with. It's all about communicating. Now, I can see if you keep communicating to your significant other and nothing is changing, which that's a sign that you need to leave. You need to exit. Also, when it comes to business partners, you have and a lot of people have business partners that they are close friends with. So, my theory, I'm only giving you 2 chances. Now, if you got to keep going to this person that's helping your business, well, not really helping your business. They slowing down your business, and you got to keep talking to them. You don't want to fire them because that's your friend, and you don't want to lose a friendship. That's really not your friend, because a real friend is not going to watch you or do things to hurt your business. They want to see you grow. You know what I mean? So it's all about communicating. And if you have an issue with that person, don't tell everybody in a company about your issues with this person and you're not saying nothing to this person, because ain't nothing gonna change. And some people don't really address issues with someone that they have an issue with because they don't want no confrontation, or some people are high-headed. You say the wrong thing, they go off. but it's a certain way you talk to somebody. Like, if you talk down to them, of course things gonna go left. But if you come at them in a professional manner, say something to them. But I see a lot of times people have issues with someone. They don't never say nothing to that person, but they telling everybody else. Now, and everybody else know your issues or your problems. The person that you got issue with don't know. Right. Or you see it on Love and Hip Hop. Somebody have an issue with one of the girls. They tell someone, the other girl tell the girl that the person have an issue with. Now it's a whole big thing. When all she had to do was go to that person she had an issue with and address it. And I think now there's a lot of cowards out here. To me, I think that's a coward move. You have an issue with somebody, confront them. Like, yo, this is my issue. Take it how you want it. So
you watch Love and Hip Hop?
Not really.
But you knew how the conflicts go on the show.
I'll say this: when it first came out, I watched because it was funny.
Thank you. But then I just wanted you to admit it. I don't even care anything else you got to say. No, because every man say they don't watch Love and Hip Hop. I wanted you to admit that you have watched it.
Every man, when it first came out, every man watched it because the women. Well, I don't know. I don't watch it. It's fake.
It's entertaining though. It could be fake all it want to, but it's entertaining.
To me, it's making black people look bad to me, yo. Like, we just looking real ignorant on it, man.
I don't know. I'm 50-50 when it comes to it. It depends on what you do with it. I think people should be responsible for their own actions, but it all depends. Prime example, which we all know, Cardi B. Look at her. She used that platform and she became a beast.
But she played herself, though. Like,
how?
That's how she act. She tell you, like, I'm from the hood, like...
I mean, the thing is, she real, though.
That's what I'm saying.
You can't be... I'd rather somebody be real with who they are than sit up here in front. You know what I'm saying? She keep it 100. Regardless of however she is, she's like, that's me. And she been that way even before Love and Hip Hop.
Yeah, but look at what's her name? Jocelyn? I heard she came out saying that, they had her doing this and doing that on the show, and that's not her.
Jocelyn's a loose cannon. We don't even know if that was her who even said that. We won't even know who that is.
I mean, I don't know. It's all ignorant, though.
It is ignorant. Long story short, you're saying that when there's an issue, communicate with the person and don't beat around the bush.
Yeah, don't beat around the bush. Even when, like I said, business partners. Like, if you got to let somebody go for your business to move forward, you got to do what you got to do. It's no feelings in business, man. A lot of people, they put these friends in the whole company thing, and now, they... back against the wall, like, I don't know what to do. Nah, you know what to do. You gotta let them go. They not performing.
Do you have any examples of this?
Let me think. Of letting somebody go?
Just, your scenario. No.
Personal?
No, it don't have to be personal. It's okay if you don't. Don't worry about it. Just asking. We can keep it moving though.
Yeah, I mean,
it's all good. That's all good. Yeah, well, y'all got the message. Yeah. Communicate first and don't beat around the bush. So, as you guys know, we have an amazing guest in the building. We have Miss Deandra Coleman of She Said Yes Project. So in a second, she will be up here on the mic. Before we get to her, we got some exclusive music that I'm pretty excited about. We got a song. This is Ron O'Neal featuring Rick Ross. Very exclusive. Hasn't been heard by anybody else. And I'm really, excited that we're able to play this on our station. Normally, we're not allowed to, but when they personally give it to you, you can do it. So here is Sprinkle on Them with Ron O'Neal featuring Rick Ross.
Undefeated in these streets. You can never count out a real nigga. Swear to God, nigga. Feel like I can't die, my nigga. Dizzy on the beat. Only the Lord could take me. Stepping out of Lamborghini, who you looking at? On the Lower East Side with my Brooklyn cats. I feel the hate, so it's time to pop a Percocet. You just turned 16 into a murder rap. Mighty Mouse, I heard you ratting up in Rikers Isle. Blood spattered and had your BM come and wipe me down. Corleone, couple hoes like it was OVO. Holding on, saying prayers, here come the Holy Ghost. Real nigga got you looking all pale. Even the corner disappointed with your sales. Back to the weed and the pretty hoes. I wanna eat Rihanna out one time on Diddy Boat. Bitch nigga, I let your whole city know. Fly my niggas to your hood and shoot a video. All black, all love in my interviews. No prob, drop a text and I'ma give it to him. Go to war and we could put it on the black card. Close ones act odd when you was at odds. Hands on Akbar, nigga not top. See you Biggest.
From Miami to the Lower East, done it with my killers in the East. My money never stop, we gon' eat. Fuck a hater, sprinkle on them hoes. Fuck a hater, sprinkle on them hoes. Fuck a hater, sprinkle on them hoes. Done it with my killers in the East.
Used to hop the train, now I'm like the stock exchange. Mariola Mew on a hockey rink. Brick roofs gave a nigga dry tears. In the coupe, chip tooth like I'm not sick. Running through Harlem like I'm Guy Fisher. Shooting out the spur like Kawhi Leonard. In the work, got it wholesale. NY on my back like I'm Odell. Lower East Side on my front lobe. Front row, I done watch them killers unload. Unfold once I got the voucher from Bo. Now 100 round chopper sound like a drum roll. Interview him like he Patrick Ewing. Big man, big town, like what happened to him? I be feeling like I'm John Starks. When he went against Mike, what I define hard. I'm about to make the city hot. Millie rock and make pop through the ditty rock. Bill and night, it's overnight if I send a shot. Workers be tapping, make sure you till the top, till the top, till the top, till the top.
From Miami to the Lower East, done it with my killers in the East. My money never stop, we gon' eat. Fuck a hater, sprinkle on them hoes. Fuck a hater, sprinkle on them hoes. Fuck a hater, sprinkle on them hoes. Done it with my killers in the East.
Yeah. That was Sprinkling on Them by Ron O'Neal featuring Rick Ross. So shout out to Ron O'Neal for definitely showing the show some love. Yeah. I saw some posts that he did, a couple comments, so we definitely appreciate you. So for those who are watching, we have the Deandra Coleman. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna make sure I said it right. I did say it wrong earlier.
Deandra
so
Cole.
Yeah,
the hungry Deandra Cole.
The hungry.
Hey, don't be spreading my business.
I'm talking about food, y'all. Food. The hungry. We need to order us some food for the show, man.
Okay, well, we might have to add that in the little lineup that we get set up in the beginning. You know, little finger foods and stuff. How you feeling today?
I'm great. How are y'all?
Good. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Oh, I'm so happy to be here.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Absolutely. So let's get right into it. She Said Yes Project. Let's know about this and how you started it.
Yeah. So She Said Yes Project is my baby. Pretty much the company is really about women conquering their fears, saying yes to stuff that they normally wouldn't say yes to, and what that can do in your life and the increase that it can bring. And so what I really do is work with women and help them move past that fear of the unknown and move into a life that they've really been desiring for a really long time, but they've either let their dreams fade away, or they've had children and life has changed and life has happened and they've kind of let those dreams die. So She Said Yes Project, and it is definitely a play on words, because when you first hear it, you're thinking it's more about marriage, but it's really about committing to yourself first before you commit to anything else, and saying yes to yourself and giving yourself permission to live the life that you've really wanted to live. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Why do you think it's so important for you or for women to have this type of empowering project or empowering? I know it's a bunch of workshops. So why is it so important that women have this?
I just think that sometimes we women get the short end of the stick, quite honestly. I think that we sell ourselves short a lot of the time, and we're always putting other people first, and we take the back seat and put ourselves on the back burner. And so a lot of times it takes other women to walk in their truth to give you permission to walk in yours. Right. And so I think that when you see other women who are in the same situation, you always think, oh God, nobody else is going through this, you know? And when you see other people going through the same struggles as you're more apt to actually open up and try new things. So my whole platform is really giving women, like I said, the permission to be who they want to be and step into that life and into their destiny.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Have your workshops already started, or?
They have. So I have a component for adult women, and then I also have a component for youth. Okay. So we just wrapped my Yes Youth Embracing Self-Love Summer Workshop in conjunction with the Boys and Girls Club. We partnered with them.
Congratulations.
And thank you. And that was a 4-part series where we talked about everything from Beautiful Me, which is recognizing the beauty not only within yourself but within other girls, and being able to acknowledge that and say, hey, I think you're beautiful too, and here's why. We talked about destiny decision making, which is really learning how to make good decisions based on who you are at the core. And then we talked about things like just life in general, like what happens when life happens, and you can talk about good decision making, but we all know that inevitably good decision making won't always help. Stuff gets in the way.
Right.
And so how to really be flexible when those things kind of happen, because I think it starts young. That conditioning starts young when life doesn't really happen the way that you want, and as you grow older you just get more and more rigid instead of being flexible and saying, okay, well, this didn't happen, plan A didn't happen, so let me figure out what plan B is and go ahead and implement that. And so to start with the youth and them really embracing their self-love, I think that would kind of lead the way for them as they get into their teenage years, young adult years, and full adult.
Perfect. Because I was just going to ask you, what is the age grade of the youth?
So this was focused on middle school aged girls, so rising 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th graders.
Okay. So that's interesting because you said a lot about knowing who you are and being able to make those decisions. So when you're in 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th grade, you don't know who you are. So how hard is it, or what are the challenges you face trying to get these young girls to understand who they are and be empowered to make their own decisions?
So you may not know who you are that young, but I fully believe in the girls that they know right from wrong, right? So you start with those values first. What is right in this situation? What is wrong in this situation? You may not always choose the right choice. I mean, heck, I didn't choose the right thing, my entire life. I've steered off the course that I thought I was going to be on. But it's really more so about planting those seeds and laying that foundation than it is them really knowing who they are right now. Because I'm sure a lot of people can attest to, there are things that you learned when you were younger that you may have not followed, forgotten, but then at a certain point something clicks right in your head and you're like, you know what, I knew better, or somebody told me this back in the day, but I just didn't listen. So that's my hope for the youth, is that they may not really understand everything right now, but it's a seed that's planted, and later on they can come back to it and pick that flower, if you will.
I think that's amazing. What was the biggest challenge with the youth that you saw? What was their biggest hurdle or their biggest obstacle that was blocking them from being who they needed to be?
That's a good question. Really and truly, I think it's just a focus thing at that age. I think that they really learned a lot. They wanted to be there, but some of the concepts that we were talking about, some of them they fully engaged in and were all in, and we did skits during the Destiny Decision Making Week where they had to act out different scenarios, and they were really, really into that. But then the next week I slowed it down and we did more about mind, body, and soul, and how to say yes to yourself, eating healthy, meditating, praying, whatever the case might be there. And it was more mental. And so to kind of get them to slow down and quiet themselves and really try to tap into that, because this was new for them. Them meditating may not have been something that they had ever experienced before. So it's really just the unknown that was the more difficult part, and exposing them to these new things, and hoping that they understood eventually, or after the program was over, that they could actually take it and implement it into their day-to-day lives.
Very nice.
So I have a two-part question. So as far as your upbringing, at what age would you say was that you went through your biggest struggles? And that struggle, how do you help with this project, with the girls that's in this project?
All right, so I have two answers for that. Okay. Growing up, I was very introverted. I grew up in a town where there were maybe 30 black kids in the school.
Wow.
And I was picked on quite a lot because I was quiet. People thought I was stuck up. And it wasn't that at all. It was just that I don't do well with small talk. You know what I mean? So that's just what it was. And so I got a lot of, I mean, I guess now you can call it bullying. Back then, you know, we didn't really call it bullying back then, but I was bullied quite a lot. You know, if I was, had something new on that I wore to school, you know, I was called bougie or whatever the case was. You know, I was just, well, my parents brought it for me. Right. You know, I don't know. And so I had a mentor in high school, and she used to call me her butterfly. And that's why I have a butterfly tattoo on my foot. She used to call me her butterfly, and she would say, you go through these dark periods, right, where I just kind of retreat, and then you emerge this beautiful butterfly on the other side. And in high school, I didn't really kind of get it. I was like, yeah, you know, that's cute, you know, butterfly or what have you. But what I know now was that I was focusing more on myself and because I internalize things, right? So I say, okay, well, what can I do to fix this situation and then emerge better on the other side? That's what I was doing then, but I didn't really know it, right? So growing up, it was hard for me because it was kind of like, it almost felt like I wasn't black enough for the black kids, but I wasn't white or rich enough for the white kids. So there was this like middle ground where you just kind of feel lost. And that was my existence for a very long time. Yeah. Second part of that, where I think I veered off course, I had my son at age 27. So, I had been established, I was working or what have you, met his dad, and I ended up getting pregnant and had my son at 27. Now, in my thoughts for my life, I was going to be married by a certain age. You know, I was going to go to college and find my husband and in school and be married, and then I'd have a house, and then I'd have the kids, and life just didn't work out that way. I was broke when I got pregnant. I was living back with my parents for a little while because I had lost a job that I was in the middle of some litigation for. You know, I went back to school to try to obtain some more skills. So anyway, I ended up pregnant. And what ensued after that was probably the worst but most formative years of my life. And I am the first person to say that, like, you know, I went from buying 2 pair of brand new shoes per week to standing in line for a welfare check, you know, to standing in line waiting for food stamps and medical assistance and help getting my lights turned back on. And at my lowest point, I was about to lose the apartment that I finally was living in again. And Obama had, shout out to Obama, implemented this new program where they helped with like your rental assistance or what have you. But I had to, every 2 weeks, my caseworker worked out of a homeless shelter. And so every 2 weeks, I had my little baby in tow, and I was sitting arm to arm and knee to knee with people who were more down on their luck than I was. And that was really humbling for me. You know, that was kind of a wake-up call, like, Deandra, it's not that bad. Like, you're here because you have a roof over your head, you know, and you're trying to get some help with it. So take that and figure out what the hell you need to do to get out of this rut that you're in. Right. And so from there, you know, things improved. But it's been an up and down struggle as a single mom. He's 8 now. So, and I've been a single mom the entire time. You know?
So your son's father just left?
He did for about the first 6 years. He's back in his life now, and we have a great relationship, and I'm very happy to say that, you know, but again, that's saying yes to what you fear. You know, I didn't trust him at first coming back around, but I had to say yes because my son needed it and he deserved it. And quite frankly, his dad deserved a second chance, you know? So it's really kind of getting over, saying yes to yourself is really getting over yourself, right? You know, and opening yourself up to the things that you are really afraid of and you really don't know the outcome to. And that is really the basis, again, of She Said Yes project.
Did he say, like, I'm sorry for the years I missed?
Oh, yeah. I mean, he was remorseful. Oh, okay. You know, we talked about it. It took a while for us to get to the point where, like, my son is with him now. He's been gone since the beginning of June. He's there all summer, and I'm loving it. You know, I'm like, I got my summers free. Go ahead, take him.
Oh, so you been partying, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Got our groove back, man. Okay. What's up,
Wow.
That's interesting, though.
Yeah, that was a lot. It's so funny because you hear these stories about people all the time, and you hear them going through these things, and they don't make it over that hump,
Right.
whereas you did. So what pushed you? Like, what got you over that hump? And then also, like, for your son's father to not be in his life for 6 years, and you taking him back. A lot of people might be like, nah, I'm good.
Not me taking
Not
him
him taking him back, but allowing him back into your child's life.
Right.
A lot of people will still be like, hey, I don't care. I'm good by myself. But
Yeah.
you made the decision. So what made you, like, do that?
That's ego. When people say, oh, I don't care, I'm good by my, all of that is ego. And at some point in your life, you have to take onus on yourself and swallow your pride, right?
Yeah.
So for me, it's not about me. At the end of the day, it's about my son and what he needs in his life. And and I'm very realistic. There are certain things as a woman that I cannot teach my son.
Right.
Yeah.
There's just and that, as close as he and I are, he needs that relationship with his dad.
Yeah.
Right? And so it really was a decision where it's just kind of like, Deandra, it's not about you at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And the big thing that I always said with my son is there's two things. Like, I am raising somebody's future husband and future father, right? And so how would I want him to raise his kids? What would I want him to say to his kids if this situation ever came up? That's one. The other thing is that I never want to be able to look my son in the eyes and lie to him. Like, I never want to have to do that, So that decision to let his dad back in, it wasn't about me, and it was about the two of them finally forging that relationship that they needed. Yeah.
He didn't hit you with the let's start over thing?
No.
Nah. Some
He's
dudes
with-
come back with the let's start over.
He's happily with somebody else right now, and she and I have a very cordial, decent relationship. She'll text me, what does Tristan want for his birthday or for Christmas, and so it's cool.
I love it. Love it. All right, so we spent some time with the kids.
Yeah.
Now I want to talk about the adults of your program. So similar but not the same questions. What was the experience like going through the adults different from the children with the pro workshop?
So with adult workshops, they are, you find that they're much more resistant. So with the kids, it's kind of like calming them down and getting them to listen. With adults, they're much more resistant to change and to opening up. And so when I work with the adults who come to me, it's really about peeling back those layers and allowing them to be themselves, right? So if you need to cry, you need to cry. If you need to be angry, you need to be angry. Like, let's just get this all out in the open so we can move forward with who you really, truly want to be. A lot of times with adults, especially with women, they feel guilt, right? They're kind of like, I shouldn't be spending this money on myself. I shouldn't be taking this time on myself. I've got back to school shoes to buy and all of these other things. And so it's really getting them to kind of realize that if your cup isn't full, you can't give to anybody else. Like, it's just not going to happen. And so that's the main obstacle with the adults, is getting past that guilt. And letting them understand that it's okay to be selfish every once in a while. It's completely fine.
Wow. Now, as far as your workshops, do you teach like the girls about social media? Because I notice nowadays it's a lot of young girls that's looking up to Instagram models. So where now you getting Instagram models are getting $5,000 just to host a party. So you go somewhere for an hour, you're getting $5,000. So a lot of young girls are looking at that like, why should I go to college when I could just get my body done? I start hosting parties. I can make $100,000 in 6 months.
That's so deep. Because the reality of it is that not everybody who tries that life is going to succeed at that life, right? So you can get your body done and you can do all that you want, but you may not be the one making $5,000 for an appearance. You'll just be one of. And so with the girls that I mentor, again, it's really trying to hone in on their dreams and aspirations. And if someone were to come to me and say, hey, this is what I want to do, then that's a conversation. A lot of times especially young girls, they feel like they have to do certain things because there's nobody to have that conversation with, you know, and there's nobody to allow them to just be themselves and say what they need to say in order to get it out in the open. And so if that was a scenario, you know, okay, well, why? Let's talk about what it takes to actually do this and what the advantages are of doing it a different way. And let's figure out, you know, at the end of the day, everybody has choice and decisions. And that's one of the things that I try to teach the girls too. You always have a choice, right? And so let's look at the pros and cons of both. And then you have the choice to make. And then you have to live with the choice that you decide. Would it be ideal? Is it something that I would push them towards? No, it's not. Let's talk about maybe being an internet sensation with a radio show, you know, or let's talk about other ways that you can make that type of money, because it's very doable in today's society without having to show your body in that way or live that lifestyle, which, let's be honest, it's all about filters and you know, whatever else the case might be. So that's kind of how I would approach that.
Okay. Do y'all guys teach like sex education in the workshops? Or?
So we have the parents sign off that those topics might come up.
Okay.
It is not something that I specifically teach. I probably would call in an expert for that.
Okay.
But it is something that like no topic is off limits with especially with the young girls. And I make sure that the parents are aware that these topics might come up.
Wow.
Is there any kind of like spiritual portion that you add in there, or you just keep religion completely out of it?
I tend to keep religion out of it. I mean, I am definitely a spiritual person. So with the meditating, things like that, more for calmness along those lines. That's as far as I will kind of go. I try to keep religion out just to be respectful of everybody's religion, or whether they have it or they don't, or they're Christian or they're Muslim or whatever the case might be. I really don't want to focus in on that. So it's not something that I really bring to my workshops.
Okay. Okay.
You seem like a very busy woman. So how is your date life? You know what I mean? And I ask this because it's a lot of women that's very busy, and it ruins their dating life. And sometimes it ruins relationships because they so busy. Some men, you know, men got needs.
Yeah.
So if you're busy,
no, I get it.
they on to the next. You know.
So there was a time when I just was focusing on building my career. You know, I was very, very driven. I wanted to get certain places and make certain things happen. That on top of being a single mom and working what I call a bridge job, right? So my daytime job is just a bridge to, you know, what I really want to be doing. Right. So time was very scarce, you know. But now I've put things in place where I only work a certain amount of time, and if it doesn't feel good, I don't do it anymore, right? So there was a point where I would just push myself, like, you got to do it, it doesn't matter if it hurts, it doesn't matter if, you know, you're unhappy, it doesn't matter if you don't have time to do anything else, right? But that was me living in a place of fear and not saying yes to the things that I really wanted to be doing. And what I found is the more that I say yes to dating or taking a bubble bath or whatever it is that I want to do, the opportunities open up. It's like you got to relax sometimes and just chill out. And the opportunities will come and be there, like hand over fist. And so what I found is, like, when I've gotten into my good headspace is when, you know, a guy will show up and be like, do you want to go out? And I'll be like, you know what? I have time right now, because I'm not pounding that pavement and doing the things that don't really feel good, right? So that's kind of where I am right now in my dating life, if you will.
Dating life, wow. I know some men listening, you know. So basically, that's all they have to do is come up to you like, hey, you want to go out?
No.
That's not it. I don't know. You made it seem simple. You know what I mean?
Oh, man.
She's like, oh, they about to blow me out.
Oh, man. So do you believe that this is your calling, what you're doing right now?
I do.
I do too. Like, I'm watching you, and I'm listening to what you're saying, and I'm seeing your passion. And even when you talk about, like, if you need to cry, like, you have to have a certain kind of patience inside of you to be able to deal with all that. And you're gracefully speaking. I can see that you have that patience to be able to deal with all those different emotions that may come with you. So how did you, how did you to start this is not easy. So how did you do it?
All right, so here's the backstory. My sister used to call me Bitchy Ditchy Deandra.
Oh.
Because I would date and then be like, well, next.
Sound like an Aquarius. Must be Aquarius.
I'm a Taurus.
Bullhead strong.
And so she really opened my eyes to the fact that I was kind of closed off. And the more that I looked at myself, I was like, wow, I don't say yes to that. I don't say yes to this. I'm always saying no, no, no. Even when it came to my son, everything was no first. Like, no, you can't go outside. No, you can't eat that. No, you can't. And I had to stop and be like, why are you like this? Right? So no to my son was because I was afraid that, some random stranger would come and take him from the front yard. So no, you can't go outside. Right? So it all came from a place of fear. And so when I kind of stopped and realized that, I was like, you know what? There have to be other women who are going through this, who come from a place of no rather than from a place of yes. And so it took me a while. Like, I thought about it, like, what could I do? How do I do this? How do I get women to understand that it's okay to say yes? And so I was very intentional with the name of this company. And the word project is because it is a project. You don't just jump into this and then you're like, oh, hey, hell yeah, yes, every day. It takes time.
Yeah.
It's work. It is work. Then I read Auntie Shonda's book, A Place of Yes, or A Year of Yes, excuse me, A Year of Yes. And if I ever write a book, I'm putting it out there to the universe. I want her to write the foreword for it because I love her. I read her book, A Year of Yes. And a lot of the things that she was talking about in that book resonated with me, like, to my core. Our lives are not parallel by any means. She's in Hollywood and living that life and going to, Kennedy Center Honors with the Obamas and stuff. But it was very similar just in how we get so conditioned to just say no first instead of taking that leap of faith. And so from there, this company was born. And that's honestly how it started, and in my want to help other women and then subsequently other young girls get to this place of yes, like, why not?
Right.
I will say yes to this and see what happens.
So ever since you started this project, what has been the most rewarding moment for you?
That's a good question. This workshop with the girls was fantastic. They taught me as much as I taught them. But honestly, I'd have to say the most rewarding thing is with my son. It's brought a change in our relationship. Now, we were close at first, but it's given me more pause before I answer him, and in the way that we kind of communicate. And so as much as I love helping other people, it's really helped me, in my personal life, which is, that's just icing on the cake for me.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Did he ever have a crush on any of the girls in the workshop?
He wasn't around.
He wasn't around?
But he's been gone all summer. So,
okay.
So we just wrapped the workshop series last Tuesday.
Okay. That's a good thing.
Yeah. Do you think that you could do something like this for young boys as well?
I think so.
Okay.
What I would probably prefer to do is to partner with a male.
Right. I was going to say that.
Yeah, absolutely. And, take this thing on the road. The girls and the boys, they can come and do individual workshops and then come together and do some stuff, collectively. Absolutely, I'm open to that.
Okay. So is there a fee for this workshop?
There are fees for the workshop. It depends. This last one with the Boys and Girls Club was absolutely free. It was for members who attended their summer camp.
Okay.
But if it's something where an organization wants this facilitated, there are fees. There are, like, I have different speaking topics, so there are fees for that as well. So if an organization was interested in having this come to their place of business or what have you, then yes, there is a fee associated with it.
Okay. Okay. And how can they find out more information?
They can go to SheSaidYesProject.com. I'm on Facebook and Instagram as well at She Said Yes Project. So there are numerous ways to get in contact with me.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah.
All right.
Thinking about taking this thing on the road, like traveling?
100%.
I think it should. I think it'll do well. I mean, honestly, just me sitting here listening to a lot of things that you said, a lot of it also resonated with me. People that I know. I mean, there's just so many. I feel like women, we need this all the time. We get all kinds of shame, all types of, like you said, fears and doubts, and this is like really prominent to us.
Yeah.
So now, question with that:
Sure.
Did you have mixed race, both black and white children in there? Or
in
Hispanic,
this program,
Asian?
it's open to anybody. It is open to anybody. In this last program, it was majority were African American girls. But I am open to helping whomever needs this. This isn't a race thing; it's a heart thing, you know. So absolutely,
right. And I never see it as a race thing, but I know there are certain things that we can connect to that you can't connect to with another race. Certain struggles that one race can and another can't. So,
absolutely. And if there were an organization that wanted to tailor it towards something along those lines, where it was more African American based, then 100%. I mean, you're absolutely correct in that you can't. Certain things you can identify with, and certain things you can't. I mean, just my story about not being black enough for the black and not being, I mean, a lot of people have gone through something
absolutely.
like that.
And it's not even just being black, because like I've told the story before, because my parents are I am African. My parents were born in Africa, and I had that same kind of struggle where I'm not African enough and I'm not black enough. The same thing in school, and I was at that limbo, like, who am I?
Right.
So I definitely can understand that.
Wow. So I have a scenario for you. It's kind of like a serious one, right?
Okay.
She's like,
Because you already know, once he starts, you know.
Man, serious. Hold on, this is serious. This might touch a few people, right? So, say you had a girl that came to one of your workshops. She pulls you to the side and tells you that her stepfather has been raping her. How would you handle that situation, or what would you say to her?
Honestly, first I would thank her for trusting me enough to come to me, because that's a huge step.
Okay.
And then it would just be, tell me what you want me to know. I mean, obviously she wants me to know something if she came to me and said that this is happening. And then, you know, that would be a decision as to whether or not you have to alert the parents, but then I probably would alert the authorities as well. I myself don't know that I could sleep at night if I didn't do that. Okay. And so it might be controversial. Some people may not agree with that. Some people might say, well, just tell her, you know, mother, and let them handle it and stay out of it. But for me, I couldn't. I could not go home that night and go to sleep and lay my head down and, you know, knowing that I didn't do everything in my power to try to get this girl the help that she needed.
Now, what would happen if he came to pick her up and you saw him? Like, would you like scream at him, or?
No, now that's not my place.
Okay.
Right? So my job, what I feel is my job, is to put it in the proper hands.
Okay.
It is not my place to say anything to him. To, you know, I mean, unless something is blatantly going on in front of me, it's not my place to do that. So, you know, if I come to pick her up and he's at the front door while she's walking out, then it's, come on, hun, get in the car. You know, let's go. Let's get you away from this for right now.
That would be like an altercation a little bit, though, because if you take her and he's standing right there, he's going, why are you taking my daughter? Well,
I mean, if she's, am I picking her up from her house?
No,
or?
Her father is picking her up from your project.
I'm sorry, I misunderstood what you were saying. Oh Lord. Yeah.
That's kind of hard.
That's hard.
You can't just let her walk away and go home with this man. She just told you, like.
I would call the authorities and try to hold her there until they came. that would be what I would do. Yeah. That's tough.
That's tough.
I like your
That's
standpoint,
tough.
but that is a tough one too. Like I'm thinking about,
It's gonna be an altercation. 'Cause
it's
he's
definitely
Right.
going to be an
Yeah.
altercation.
He's gonna go off, you know. So.
For sure, because I'm thinking like, what if? I mean, the scenarios could be crazy. Sometimes the family might know, and they might be keeping him quiet.
Right.
And then you say something, and oh
Yeah,
man,
it's big.
Yeah,
That's why I
that's
say it's a serious scenario, man. Cause
yeah.
it's a lot of that going on.
Did you
man.
get a lot of those experiences, like when you had?
No,
Oh,
actually.
good. Okay.
I
What was the
didn't.
worst situation or worst case that someone told you about?
Honestly, it was. There was a girl who was having a horrific day. I mean, she came in with straight attitude from the like not speaking or anything of the sort. And I did pull her aside and I said, "Hey, listen, but because I'm fairly new to these girls, right? It was only a 4-week workshop,
Right.
And this was week 3." And I did say to her, listen, I know you don't know me that well. Like, so I don't come in pretending that I am the savior or that we're buddy-buddy or anything like that. I know you don't know me that well, but just know that the point of this program is for you to be able to talk things out in a safe place. What is said here stays here. I don't have to tell your parents about it. That's what the permission was for. And by the end, she was standing and speaking and saying what she was grateful for and thankful for. And it was just a complete transformation from beginning to end. And so it wasn't a huge, like, heavy, bomb that she dropped on me or anything like that. But just to see that transformation from the beginning to the end meant that I did something.
Absolutely.
There.
Absolutely.
You
That's a
know?
breakthrough.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
What's up, man? Now, if you ever have any girls that want to play basketball, Flo used to play basketball. I don't know, but she quote unquote used to play. So if you have some girls that want to play basketball or want to learn, you might can hit Flo up.
I will.
Now, I don't know if she can really play, so I don't know. So if she's bad, it's going to look bad on your workshop. So
Oh, it's a bad referral.
yeah, you
from
might
me.
want to, I don't know, do your homework, research on Flo. So
Just go ahead and Google me.
I got you.
she always say that.
You will see me on Google.
All you're gonna see is track and field, and I think maybe like I'm telling you what I googled this
She
off.
said yes to Google.
Oh, she
at
said
that.
yes.
That's this girl power thing
Back
going
it
on.
up. She
see
said
this chart?
yes. This is what it's about.
Girls go see girls tripping now, and it's all this whole power
That was
thing.
actually a great movie. Did you go see? Did you?
Everybody would enjoy Girls Trip.
Actually, yeah, you would.
Oh man, I'm about to go watch it one day. I don't know.
You might have to. Now on the basketball thing, I am pretty good, but we're not gonna get into that. But yeah, definitely Google me if you need me to. I got
Track
you.
and field, baseball, maybe baseball. I don't know.
Track and field, sure. Listen, let me tell you, I was very athletic. So yes, I went to states for track and field. I played volleyball. I played ball. I mean, I was on the step
love it.
team. I was on palms. I was.
There you
Listen,
go.
all you're gonna
Right.
see is track and field, right? Volleyball. You're gonna see her holding a box of Welch's fruit snacks, and go with the flow.
He mad because he only played ball at the playground. He never played collegiate basketball. And now you
Street
mad at
legend.
me because I played
Ouch.
collegiate basketball.
Street legend.
And he played on the playground.
I get it.
See,
Don't let
it
the
wasn't
street
supposed to
legend.
be all this just now.
Right.
See, you
Street
kind of. See,
I'm just speaking facts. Google her. You're gonna see.
I can't. No, Deandra, thank you so much for stopping by the show. Once again, for those who didn't get it, please let everyone know how they can find you, follow you, and get in touch with She Said Yes Project.
Yes. So the website is www.shesaidyesproject.com and Instagram and Facebook at She Said Yes Project.
Yeah, fellas, hit her up, man. DM her. She said yes.
If you're interested in the Youth Embracing Self-Love Project, please hit her up for her workshops. Okay. As always, you guys know, and for those who are watching, you can see kind of what she goes through, the different weeks and what they cover, which is amazing. Beautiful Me, Destiny, Decision Making, Learning to Say Yes, Life Happens, which is amazing. As always, if you guys would like to be on the show, hit us up at gowiththeflow.rn@gmail.com. We're on every single social media at gowiththeflow_rn. Next show is our season finale, so make sure you guys tune in. It's gonna be an awesome show. I'm telling y'all right now, season 4. Dang, that's what I gotta say. Season 4. We give it to y'all strong every single season, so we gotta come out. We gotta come hard. As always, Deandra. Saying it right. Yeah.
Deandra.
Now I'm all nervous with saying her name because I said it wrong the first time. I'm all nervous. So, yes, thank you so much for stopping by the show. If you need anything, you are part of our family. We got you.
Yeah, we definitely going to get you some food because I know your stomach is. Yeah.
And as always, y'all, thank y'all for tuning in to the best show on Rip Radio Network.
Oh.
Yeah, I said it.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
Yeah, coming, baby. You
Let me go get a vest. Let me go get a
we
vest.
coming for that title in December. All right, for the best show on December. Yeah, she already got the date, December 16th, for the best show on Rip Radio Network. Next week, we in here at 7 o'clock. Peace.